folks. This is such a hot event. Bob Whitney is perspiring through his jacket. Do you smell what Peter Gianni is cooking, Coach?
I think that's taken anyway. But Peter Gianni, one half of the RWA Tag Team Champions, in such a short time, already a two-time RWA Tag Team Champion. Well, I give credit is due. On social media, Coach Will knew he had Gianni beat, and the Kingsguard attacked him afterwards, and he did not let that one fly. He didn't care if he was wrestling out Legacy or nothing. He wanted Gianni. And the powers that be, they gave this rematch tonight, so the question is, how is Gianni going to look at this one?
I couldn't get a word in with him. I saw him backstage, and I tried to get a little bit of an insight towards his mindset. Given nothing.
Bobby Rossi, Coach Will coming up fired up. Different way of Coach Will is usually entered. He comes out fired up, doing the thing. He's coming out swinging a baseball bat.
You know, this is something that Coach Will, I think, is allowed to get too far into his skin. He's usually a very reserved and calm man. Right now, this is very uncharacteristic of him.
Bobby Rossi, this is an episode of The Walking Dead. We're watching professional wrestling going right now.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that Coach Will feels as if he doesn't need a weapon. Like, come on, this isn't you, Will.
Peter Gianni getting for the back, calling for the bell. The Chef, one half of the RWA Tag Team Champions, along with the Kingsguard, starting this one off hot to the back. Big strikes right there. Bobby Rossi, let me ask you, when you're facing somebody like Coach Will, again, a guy who's already beat you, is this the route you're taking?
I mean, if I had the pleasure of taking on someone that beat me once, I'm going to do everything in my power to catch that person off guard. I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate here, but I can understand exactly why Peter Gianni's coming at him the way he has.
Coming at him hot right now, Coach Will, two big forearms. Gianni going for a third for good measure. Unsuccessful, and it seems like every forearm he does, they get stronger. Huge drop kick right there from the Chef.
Coach Will going in there very narrow-mindedly could be costing himself a potential victory here tonight.
Gianni looking at TJ Richter, thinking right off the rip it was going to be number 3. Coach Will now trying to beg and plead Gianni, it seems like, for this match. Any opportunity he could, whether it's using the ropes, whether it's taking advantage of anything, Gianni's looking to do whatever he could. It doesn't look like to get the win, but just to make Coach Will suffer in a way.
Well, he wants to send a message. Here's the thing. He showed up. Nobody invited him besides the 2 least desirable people on the roster who he's aligned with. And now he's got RWA Tag Team Gold. He is here to make every statement he can. He knows he's being watched by every potential contender. He knows he can make an example out of Coach Will that most will never forget.
When we talk about, you said one thing, gold, but before that, tag team. Super Fro and Young Boy, they could be around. We know later on BMT and Ariel, 2 of the 4 participants in the Fatal 4-Way. The Kingsguard, the Monarchy expands in pro wrestling. And there could be other members we don't even know about.
And Coach will be, wow, look at this.
Cover.
Beautiful. Nice counter. Beautiful counter attack. Coach Will thinking of all that. Maybe that's why he had the bat in his hand, man. Ooh. Very well placed. Right on the chin, and he's not. This is where you need to make your pin. This is where you need to go ahead and cover. Finally does so, does Peter Gianni, and inadvertently gives Coach Will all the time he needed to recover.
But this kind of scares me a little bit. We're on under 2 minutes into this match, and he already has Coach Will down for 2.
Look, your well-placed shots will do more damage than an entire match worth of flurries. We've seen this in multiple forms of combat. Professional wrestling is no different. That kick really did send Coach Will for a loop. I doubt he's even recovered.
And Coach Will right now is on a hot streak with wins over Louis Leon, Tyler Storm, even Gianni as he brushes him off. Here we go. Coach Will feeling it right now.
That's 1 and 2. Look at this. Skip to my Lou. A fall away. Salam. Just like that, Coach Will is back in the race.
Coach Will kicked off the night by being exactly what he says, coaching a team to a win. And today he's looking to get this win, end this chapter with Gianni, and climb the ranks finally here in the RWA. He's got the bat again.
This is... What's going on with Will, man? This is not you.
The people of Providence encouraging this one, but Coach Will knows deep down, this isn't the Will we're used to.
No, it is not. But is this the Will that he needs to be?
Coach Will, swing, TJ Richter pulling it back. What is he looking at?
Oh, look at this.
What was that?
Peter Gianni behind the back of TJ Richter. Just clocks Coach Will. Oh, what a knee lift.
The chef's kiss for the win.
Awfully proud of himself. I gotta be honest here. I'm not in the least bit surprised to see Peter Gianni use some sort of weapon at ringside, but to watch Coach Will target somebody and attempt to swing a bat at them, knowing full well what that bat can do, being a coach, I'm at a loss for words, folks. I'm certainly thrown off, to say the least.
I'm thrown off in general. Coach Will's riding the streak here in the RWA. What was the reason behind the bat? He got the match he was waiting for. He showed up to T's house, and T just said yes right off the rip. Why did Coach Will do this?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think his focus and his priorities really need to be re-examined. There needs to be a shift there for Coach Will. Still 1/3 of the RWA Tag Team Champions, the Chef Peter Gianni, and I'm certain we'll see him later on tonight. I'm willing to bet on it. Folks, don't you go anywhere. More Encore on tap.